welcome to episode 4
Oh,
of episode 4
on the phone.
of Kicking It with Karina, featuring the Antonio Williams, Mr. Stony Marbles,
Happy
content
here.
creator, author. You really do it all, Tony. You
I,
really do.
I try. I
You
try.
literally do it all. You're like a genius.
I could be. You know what? There's actually I did the research. I'm what you call a polymath, which is basically people that are good at doing a lot of things. So I am in this technically a genius. So
That is, no, literally, that's what you are.
yeah. So
Oh, okay. How was your day?
girl, okay. It's been a long one, but we're working it out. I actually when after we last spoke, I had a really good moment with my collard greens. I
Uh-huh.
was literally I find cleaning and cooking collard greens very therapeutic. So I was literally like cooking my looking at the collard greens like these are some beautiful greens. So I started taking like pictures of them, and then I went out on the balcony. I was like cutting them up and washing them. I said,
Mhm.
"Ooh, I feel like a slave, but it feels good at the same time."
Yeah.
A slave without the beating. But it was I've had actually a really good day. And how about yourself?
It's been good. It's been long. I went outside just for a little bit, but not to too many like overcrowded areas.
Mm, mm.
I went and got some ice cream and stuff. But yeah, it's been a good day.
I saw your
Um,
Insta. I said, okay, where's
let's
she
go ahead
at?
and get started. So, for those who are still joining, once again, I am your host for tonight, Karina of Kicking It with Karina. In this episode, we will be talking about Mr. Antonio Williams and all these projects he has, but mostly we'll be getting into his cookbook and food. Don't we all love food? I
Had to
know
grab a copy of it for you guys.
there it is. But for intro, give us like a little introduction. What are you working on currently? Where are you from? Give us like a little background.
Okay, so I'm originally from Santee, South Carolina. Many people don't know where that is. I'll just say it's close to Charleston. In the middle of Charleston and Columbia, but closer to the Charleston end.
Mm-hmm.
Child background. Okay, I grew up on a farm, so I grew up in like a nice little rural area. So we raise our own, we raise our animals, we plant our own crops, we butchered, we prepared our own meat. So it was a very fun experience growing up. Well, not
Yeah.
the fun at the time, not fun at the time, but it was but it was a very big learning experience for me to practice and start honing some of the skills that I have today. So that's pretty much been my journey. I grew up with a family like full of eaters. Everybody likes to eat. Everybody can cook. So we was all like big on like, okay, when are we gonna get together and eat? Oh, my butt is boiling. Um, we was big on what we're gonna eat. So and that's kind of how I got into food. My auntie would say, well, because I'm a picky eater a little bit. I
Me
don't
too.
like I don't like neck bones. I don't like rutabagas. I don't like hog maw.
I
Oh,
like neck bones. My daddy put me on those now.
a
Little
neck
country
bone?
girl.
I just came from Greenville yesterday. I said, I don't know how y'all live here. I just can't do it. I just can't. Like y'all are in the country. Nothing's
Yeah, we
wrong
in the
with it.
country, but we make it work.
I mean,
Tell us a couple projects that you're working on.
so I'm actually the executive producer for a. We don't want to call it a podcast because it's not just a podcast; it's actually a talk
Yeah.
show. I'm the executive producer for that, and I also run a platform called Talking Black, which is basically empowering those that want to learn about Black history, Black culture, Black identity. Basically, I am big on empowering our people on knowing enough information to be able to stand your ground and know your history, know your rights, know your research
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I also run a Power of the Penny campaign, which is basically within my name and my brand in and of itself to raise funds to feed and provide resources for those that are in need. So those are like basically what I do now. I've had an extensive history, but yeah.
Yeah. So how did just like a little brief conversation about your projects as far as like content and stuff. Talk about like the Black Thoughts podcast.
Okay, so that actually came up in a conversation. Okay, so the truth behind what's my phone doing in the darkness? Behind that is mm,
Mm-hmm.
what had happened was I have as a chef I'm not a chef as a cook I'm always meeting people. People are always coming over, and we're doing stuff. So we're getting this pear is good. This pear
Tony.
It's really
So,
good. Okay, I'm back. Okay. I'm always getting to get. I'm always having like some kind of function where people are coming over and having a
yeah.
good time. And a lot of these functions, I consider them to be not grown and sexy nights, but grown days, where then we can sit together, we can drink wine, we can have a good time, and we get in conversation. We have great conversation. So I was like,
Yeah.
let's capitalize on that. I felt like everybody has a talking platform, but nobody has a talk show. And I was like, why don't we
Mhm.
have a talk show? And I said, well, let me get, so I grabbed some of the most talkative people that I know and the most controversial people that I know, i.e. Shayna, i.e. April, i.e. Cam,
Yeah.
and was like, let's do a talk show where then, you know, we literally just gather people. We talk about what Black people feel, but not like to the cheat, not where it's cheat, not whereas in it is cheesy, but more like just real talk, like
Yeah.
quiet is kept. This is how we
Hmm.
feel. This is how a lot of us think, and and it just took off from there. Each one of them, one of the things that I do as a producer, but also as a just a person. You come in with your platform. So my job is, if you're working with me on something that I do, I want to promote your platform to go even further.
Yeah. Love it.
This pair is good.
And I'm glad you're chewing because I want to tell those that are in here. Tony will be cooking. He'll be making a type of dessert. So make sure you just stay in here and stay tuned for that. That's what he's currently that's what he's currently prepping right now and also eating
Mm.
right
I'm
now.
eating
Some
the
of the
pears.
ingredients.
The pears are good. Like I'm making a maple pear and pecan tartare. So,
Yeah.
if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically some bougie dessert with pears and pecans and puff pastry. So, and
So
I
yes,
eat.
that's what Tony is eating. And let's get into the talking black. What was the inspiration behind creating that?
So, with all of the recent shootings this year, I've always been big
Yeah.
on knowing Black history, Black culture, Black identity,
Hmm.
to the point where then, sorry, gotta spur that up.
No, you're
I was
fine.
always big on knowing Black history and information about being Black and but the problem is when the whole what was the first shooting that happened this year? Hey boo, when was the first shooting that happened this year?
Was that
The
George Ford?
not
Jordan?
the Ahmaud
Ahmad.
Arbery. That was the
Yeah.
first one that I kind of like got into. The George Floyd one, controversial to me. Not on that reason, but just controversial. I don't. He's not the first one. He was the second, but
Yeah.
the because his Arbery Ahmaud was in February.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
when I came across that information. Whew, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Butter waits for nobody. When I came across the information about his death, I was like, oh my god, this is like literally something that I do every day. I work
Yeah.
out. I mean, I cook, I eat, I work out. I'm outside. I'm in neighborhoods just running around. And you mean to tell me that he just got shot because
He was
basically jogging?
yeah.
And when it came to be is that a lot of people were getting like upset and people were voicing their opinions. It became um, a battle within the Black community in and of itself. And I
Yeah.
was big on let me make sure that if we're talking about it amongst each other, that we're not just sharing stuff and just sound stupid. I don't
Right.
think that I don't like that. I don't like hearing my brothers and sisters talk about something and they just, hey boo, um, yeah, now it's Orlando time. I'm only here trying to fight me later on. I don't like for us to be in a place where we can't defend ourselves against those that are questioning why do you support Black Lives Matter. So talking Black is particularly on educating us, getting us the information from starting from 1462. I mean, well, back before then, but the
Yeah.
1400s up until now, and knowing how things played out, and where all of those things, how do those affect us today?
Yeah. And I love that because I know, like, for myself, growing up in school, I honestly was not like a history person. And I think that's because I didn't see much of my history. I was
Mm,
never interested. And I think now more than ever, it's so important for us to know our history. Like you said, know our rights. I think what you're doing with Talking Black is genius, and educational. Like, I think that's so important. Um, Now let's get into the foods, okay?
okay,
We love to
okay,
talk about food.
okay,
Um,
okay.
just about, okay, let's get into the process of creating your book. You have a cookbook called Recreate This.
Yes.
Let's get into the process of creating that. Well, first, what was the info behind it?
Um, Big fact. Okay, so let me give y'all a quick rundown. Recreate This is my very first cookbook. I wrote it myself. I published it myself. I printed it myself. I mailed it myself. Um, I'm making a maple pear tartare. Um, I'm doing a lot of this stuff myself. So what was big for me was, oh, pecans. I forgot about the pecan. Hold on, let me turn that.
Uh-oh. What happened? What happened, y'all?
I bet I had to turn my auto lock off. It was auto
You're
locking on.
fine. I was like, oh shoot. Okay.
No, 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 no. We're not having that incident today. I'm on the Wi. I'm on the Wi. I'm on the Wi-Fi. So and everything. But no. Um. So I have a really big following on TikTok, the social media platform, and I was like, let me tap into that. A couple of the followers had asked. They said, hey, could we get a cookbook? Like, I'm not doing a cookbook. First of all, I hate writing recipes. Like, my thing is, from where I'm from, we don't write recipes down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So somebody asking you for a cookbook, you kind of like, I ain't trying to do all that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to show you. Listen to what I'm saying as I'm making these videos and take them and go on and so forth. But someone asked, they was so. I had a real life moment with myself. I was like, okay, you have access to 50,000 people. Why are you not tapping into it? Not saying that, and you have a story, you know where you want to go, you know things that you want to get done. Why not, why not tap into it? And because COVID-19, I'm not able to have my how I did the trap karaoke brunch type thing last year.
Yeah.
I know I wasn't going to be able to have that this November.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I need to find some way to be able to fund my foundations and to fund the Power of the Penny campaign. So I decided, hey, let me go ahead and write the cookbook. Like, I write down some of them, not all of them. I write
Yeah.
down some of them anyway. So let me just go ahead and just start, piecing the rest of the recipes together and just give it a try. You never know.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know who's gonna buy this cookbook, so I didn't want to get no publisher or get anybody and spend a boohoo amount of money into getting it done, and then nobody purchased it. So I
Yeah.
ended, and that is like that was my fear that I was like, I'm making something, I'm not sure nobody's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
So I said, I literally, I was playing my gospel music, I was in my worship mode. Jesus was with me writing it. I wasn't by myself. And I
Hallelujah.
said, listen, he is always right there. I ended up, so I just was like, hold on, adding a vanilla. No. That's it. That's beautiful to smell. Y'all should smell hype. Smells in here. It's amazing. Um, so I said, I wrote it and I told my followers, I said, hey, you guys, I have a cookbook out. Go buy, go purchase, go support. And funny enough, they actually went out, went and purchased it, and went and support. And it has been absolutely a journey to see, happen because, I came in with the fear of nobody's going to support this, nobody's going to buy
Right.
this.
Yeah.
And the reality was somebody was actually looking at me, and you never know who's going to buy it. There's always a market out for you
Yeah.
for whatever you decide to do. The reality, my truth is, I started on Snapchat. I would like be posting like my little food videos, like I'm making this today, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
And then I went to do like a YouTube page because I was asked to do a YouTube page. And then I went on to someone also then asked me. They was like, "Hey, um, I have these dinners at my house. You've been to a brunch, Karina, so you know.
Yes. Yes,
So I
I
had
have.
like brunch and dinners and stuff like that at my house, and so I was always creating like a positive atmosphere and a good energy to just come in and um, be yourself and eat and talk with people and have a good time.
Yeah.
That's always been what I've been about. So I just put all of that in the cookbook. I put good energy. I put good prayers in there. I put like stories about my life so people got to know me better. because when
Yeah.
you're reaching people, because I saw that my market was expanding and I'm reaching people in places that I never thought I would be reached at, in like Maine and Alaska and
And I
Norway.
and I remember you posting saying you had someone in Norway, in
Yeah.
Germany, right?
Norway, Germany, Norway, Germany, Alaska. I don't think
That's
I have a
dope.
Russia and Canada. Yeah, and it's not just one or two; it's multiple. So I'm like,
Oh wow.
yeah, I'm like,
Oh shoot.
wow,
Okay, I might
yeah,
be doing
and
stuff.
yeah, like okay. And then I get the comment, and this is not me bragging. This is me telling my story.
I love it.
Um, I end up, I got a comment on some people that just basically they liked the way the book made them feel, and I was like, it's just a book, and they were just like, it's more than just a book, because I do put stories about my life in there. I put and the book is really dedicated to my father, who's been dead for 10 years now, and it was dedicated to him, and like I put stories about him and our relationship, and so people love that. I have some of my favorite Bible scriptures in there, and they really like that as well. It literally had just been a journey and a beautiful ride to go from, being nervous about doing it, and then all of a sudden people loving what you do. And not only
Yeah.
do they love what you do, they pay you to be able to do what you do.
Yeah.
And has even furthered my missions and my goals and my passions even more.
Yeah.
I'm like, so
What
now, go ahead, go ahead.
what would you say, like, well, why do you think it's so important to put your life in your cookbook? Like, to be so transparent and let the buyer know who you really are.
Because first of all, I don't. If I'm coming to your house and eat, I want to know who I'm eating from.
Mm, I like
Period.
that.
I need to know. Do you wash your? How do you clean? We all are like iffy. Like
Right.
like we all been to somebody's house that we ain't know, and they be like, "Oh, you want some meat?" Like, "Oh no, I'm good."
Yeah.
So the reality of it is, when I am posting these food videos, or when I'm hosting, or even hosting events, I'm inviting people into my home, into my personal space. So I want to be as transparent with you as possible.
Mm,
Even so much as in, if you are in the house, okay, now this thing is, if when you're in the house with me and we're cooking, I am literally like, come on in the kitchen, taste this. I'm eating. We're not nasty, but I'll grab a sample fork. Here,
yeah.
put this over your hand, put something in your hand, and
Mm,
eat that. People like that feeling that somebody is looking out for them, somebody's loving them, somebody's embracing them, somebody's opening their heart to them. So my thing is, I would dare not, show people more about me and things that I don't really cover in my cookbook. So I decided to put that in there, and it was the best decision I've made
yeah.
so far. So
I love that. I love transparency. I love when people, show us who they really are instead of hiding behind, trying to appear, whatever. Because I think just in general, people love transparency, especially from someone that they are looking up to, or like for you who loves to eat and wants a cookbook.
yeah.
So in your cookbook, what kind of recipes are these? Everything you've made, like previously, before, maybe some new things. Like what is it?
Okay, so the cookbook is literally like my kind of cooking is Southern comfort with a twist.
Okay.
I'm not a okay. I'm gonna be quite honest. I'm gonna be quite transparent. I am not a pasta person. So I'm
Really?
not.
I
I'm not.
love pasta.
I know, and that's not my dish to cook. Like, okay, truth between y'all, I've said it before, but my struggle meal is spaghetti. If I'm making spaghetti, it is like, is this enough? Am I doing it right? Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
That
Like, do I
is
need?
so weird to hear because you really can cook. And I'm noodles, Tony. I probably could eat
It's
eight
not the
bags.
noodle. It's the dang on spaghetti sauce. Like, how much noodles to spaghetti sauce do you gotta have? I don't be knowing. Like, I really be sitting there like, okay, do I need to add more sauce and then or less
Yeah.
noodles?
Like
And then I don't.
what's the balance?
What's
Yeah.
the balance? Like, what's the proper balance? Because I don't like a super wet spaghetti. I like my spaghetti to be tough, but then I found out
Yeah.
when I be making it, it don't be enough sauce. So,
Oh my goodness. But
and I don't
yes,
want to add
back
no
to the
water.
recipes. Back to the recipes.
Yeah.
What are
So my food is doesn't come from with a twist. So every recipe in the book is something that I've either actually everything I've made before. I've cooked 1,000%. It is the
uh-huh.
way that I make it. I may watch or I may learn from somebody else, or even I go to a restaurant and I see they make a something, and I'll be like, dang, that sounds good. What can
Mm,
I do when I come home and make it my own way?
yeah.
Because And what gets me caught up sometimes is that there are a lot of restaurants that have the when you read the menu, they're giving these big fancy names
Mm-hmm.
like shredded yam, pickled shredded yam. Like just call it pickled yam. Like it's just pickled yams. So and I wanted to make a book that was common to the average person. Like literally anybody can pick it up, read it step by step, and you long as you're doing what I do, you'll be fine. But I also put not a disclaimer, but I put it in there. I said, do what you feel is enough. I
Yeah.
can't tell you exactly how much seasoning to put on your food. I can only suggest how much and around the amount that I use because not everybody's the same. Some people like a lot of salt. I can't handle all that salt.
Yeah.
Some people like a lot of sugar and sweet. I don't like super overly sweet desserts.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you feel is enough. So it was big for me to make a cookbook that encompasses all of those things and packages like the foods that when I travel because I travel a lot. I don't have a
Yeah.
problem. I have no problem with boarding my planes. I listen me at the airport and my luggage. Even with
Yes.
COVID-19, with your mask, I wear long sleeve, sweat clothes. I don't touch nothing. I'm sitting on
Yes.
my either American or Delta Airlines flight because I don't fly Spirit or Frontier. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Uh, I can't do
I
it.
agree.
And but I go and I travel to these places and I try their food and I'm like, oh my God, it tastes good. I want to bring this back home. But I don't know what they do behind the scenes. So I'm literally trying to
Yeah.
figure out, okay, if they make a cornbread, what do you know about cornbread? And then you're going and I'm like, okay, what was the difference between their cornbread and your cornbread? Something was sweeter, like, and looking at the little description. So I would go and I would sample, and
Yeah.
figure out what I like, and then I would make it myself. And that has
Oh, I love
literally
that.
been that's literally been my whole not skit, but that's how I learned how to cook better. And because that's why it's called recreate this because I've recreated it already. Now you
Right.
can recreate it for yourself and the average
I
person.
love that. I did
Yeah.
not know that, Tony. That is so cool. I love that. So, okay, speaking of these meals, how you said, cornbread, how would you make yours different from theirs? Or, what is yours missing from theirs? What are some of your favorite meals that you like to cook? Maybe meals in general and then just meals you like to make.
My favorite meal to make is definitely going to be biscuits. I love a good biscuit. Because one thing, okay, like I was telling you earlier about the collard greens,
Mm-hmm.
food has when you're cooking, when you're in the kitchen, whether you're by yourself or you're with people or even when you're dating, I think it's amazing. There's so much therapy when you are engaged in the kitchen and your hands is a part of something. And you get to, and then when it's good, it's actually delicious. It's a great reward. It's a great feeling to have. So the purpose of why I make biscuits so much is because biscuits tells me to slow down. Not everything can be done with what you do with your hands.
Okay.
Um, One of the biggest things and one of the biggest key points about making biscuits is that you can't put your hands in it too much. You can't overwork the dough. It has to be cold.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems so simple, but it's these things about it that makes me go, you know what, Tony? You shouldn't have your hand in everything. You can't be everybody. You can't go
Yeah.
everywhere. You can't control every situation. Some things you gotta let sit aside, and then
Yeah.
when you're ready, and when it's ready for you, then it'll be ready for you. So that is the most important part about why I like making biscuits so much because when I'm in a frenzy and life is going on and
Mm-hmm.
things are not going my way and you know things suck, I just go and be like, okay, let me go get some buttermilk, let me go get some flour, got some baking powder,
Yeah.
got some got all of my stuff, and I literally go ahead and I make my biscuits and I just for some reason it calms my entire mind down and I'm ready to go. Like I'm completely
Wow.
ready to go.
So, is there anyone like you look up to, like maybe chefs that you may look up to that has inspired your cooking, other than like growing up, on a farm and kind of learning as you got older?
A chef I look to. Okay, a good, okay, there is no one that I look up to because the reality is I don't eat like how every chef eats.
Okay.
Um, okay, now this is smelling. Oh, cinnamon. Um, um, I don't eat like how every chef eats.
Mhm.
So I have no particular one, but I do like who I love now is Cartier Brown. Um, She
Okay.
has an Instagram because she's from Charleston. So we end up making some of the same foods. Like I'll be on her Instagram and I'll be like, girl, I was literally making the same thing.
Yeah.
And she's on the Food Network. So it lets me know, even from a small place that's near Charleston, you can go on the Food Network. Not saying I want to be a part of it, but hey, if Food Network HGTV calls me to come in and do a show, you
Who ain't gonna go? You gonna go.
uh,
And if you don't want to go,
no,
I'm gonna make you go. That's a
listen.
great opportunity. And I can see you on that show.
Listen, you know what, high key, I might take a Frontier flight just to go.
Not Frontier.
I might take a Frontier flight just to go on my
Not
Food Network
Frontier.
show. Listen, you better get into it.
Okay, so for those who are in here, Tony is in the process of making his what is it called?
A
Give us
maple pecan, a maple
it.
pear tartar.
Okay. Now what part are you on right now?
I'm on the last part, like literally baking it, popping it in the oven, ready to, for the people to eat. Um, so all you do is you get some pears, whatever pear that you like, because it is pear season. So this is the
Hmm.
perfect time to get them.
Yeah.
I go and get my pears. I do a stick of butter, so that's a half a cup of butter. Let that come to a nice boiling, a nice melt, and then I add in some brown sugar, some vanilla, some cinnamon, because I just added the cinnamon. You can even add bourbon if you would like, and you simply just go ahead and you cook all these things down in an oven until the pears are nice and soft.
Hmm.
I don't like hard pears like that, but if I got it, I will. But you would simply and some pecans. I do pecans as well, and you just kind of cook it in a frying pan or some kind of stove pan or whatever. And you get some puff pastries. I'm using ramekins because they're small and they're individualized. Like this is super cute, super cute.
Yeah.
Um, I do my individual ramekins, and then I just go ahead and I pop the pear mixer into the ramekin first with some of the extra pecan gravy, and I add a layer of puff pastry on top, and you bake it in the oven for about 20 minutes, and bam, it is done.
So you're about to pop it in the oven right now, right?
Literally about to pop them in the oven.
Can we get a little look of how it looks now, and then we'll get one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh, okay.
this is my little station, little area thingy here. So can I bring you? Okay, I'll bring this closer. That way you can see. Let me know if you. Okay. So on the inside of here,
It's a glare. It's kind of white. It's like a white light. It's a glare.
it is.
So tap. There you
Oh,
go. No, that's not it. Kind of tap your screen to adjust the lighting.
mm,
Maybe.
okay. I'm gonna come up that way. All right.
Okay.
This is better. So on the inside here is just that tartar mixer. As you can see here, my pears here, my pecan, brown sugar, all of that good stuff. I'm going to take a sheet of puff pastry. I've already cut it for the ramekin. I'm going to literally take it and I'm going to just pop it on the inside of there. You bake them this way so that way when they're finished, you just flip them over and they're upside down.
Okay. Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah. So it's a super easy dessert. If people thinking like, oh, I took all of my time to do it. No. As you can tell, it doesn't take me. It took me absolutely nothing to make, and I just stuff them in here. And the puff pastry rises really, really thick,
Uh
so
huh.
it's a beautiful, beautiful dessert. Especially, and it's super easy with kids. Also with you don't know, as like a date night, a game night, the individualized, a dinner, something like that. That way, your friends can have the individual desserts, and nobody has to feel pressured into making and finishing all that kind of stuff. So
Oh,
this is
I love that.
soup.
I'm
This is
excited to see the result. Yeah, let's pop them in there.
I'm popping
Um,
them in there.
so what you have desserts in your cookbook, right?
Uh-huh. I have
Some
okay.
flavors.
I have a lot of good desserts in there. I hate baking. Absolutely hate baking, but for some reason I've gotten really good at it these past couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I just made okay. I eat dough. Okay, I write it in the book. It's on my website. I actually eat dough. All right. I love dough, like biscuit dough. It
You
has no
like it? I
eggs.
love
There's no, people say that when they be like, all right.
it.
Biscuit dough, oh my God, biscuit dough is amazing. Okay, um, I have a lot of good recipes. One of my favorite ones is definitely the raspberry lemon coffee cream, the raspberry
Ooh.
lemon cheesecake coffee cake. So I make when I make my own dessert. And this is also an apple cinnamon roll. So apple pie cinnamon roll, super easy. What I do, a lot of the recipes I make, I try to make them for people that are not big at baking, i.e. me.
Yeah.
But I just mastered how to make a cake from scratch. So that's not in the cookbook, however. But I tell people go to my website and subscribe. You can become a subscriber. And what I do is I send out free recipes periodically, like once every 3 or 4 weeks. I send out a recipe. I'm sending out one this week, so they'll be getting something new in their little email that they can
Yeah.
do and try out. So that's really pretty much been all that I with baking and desserts because I'm not
Yeah.
big of a dessert
What
person.
about like some ways for us to stay healthy? Like how important would you say cooking at home is versus going out getting food?
And that okay, glad you asked. Everybody, I work out. Period. That's just because I've always been like an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you're at home and you're cooking it for yourself, you know what you're putting in it versus going somewhere and buying it prepackaged. You don't know what's in it. If I'm
Yeah.
looking at if I'm going, I don't eat frozen TV dinners. I haven't had a frozen TV dinner in about a couple of years. Like since
Mm-hmm.
college, I haven't had a frozen TV dinner. I don't do that because the reality of it is a lot of those have like a lot of salt to preserve them. Even with canned vegetables, you kind of got to be careful because a lot of those things have a lot of salt. They have a lot of sodium to preserve it. I'm not saying go organic or be keto, but if you're cooking at home, you know what you're putting in your food. Um,
Right.
and you're aware of how much of something is in your food. Also, you can make it taste how you want it to taste when it comes to healthy cooking, healthy cooking is literally just cooking it yourself.
Yeah.
Being mindful of the oils that you use. I always tell people I don't use olive oil when I cook. I have completely cut that out. I only use grapeseed or coconut oil or avocado oil. Those are the three that I use most. Oh, maybe a blend of three. Because when you cook with avocado oil, you're releasing toxins into your body. Um,
Okay.
then if you look on a thingy for avocado, they literally says great for dressing and stuff, but it doesn't say anything about baking because you
Yeah.
should not bake with avocado or you should not cook with olive oil. It's just not good for you.
Mm.
I noticed my skin cleared up more when I start cooking it myself. Not saying that you have to be super super healthy, but being mindful of colors. Eat an array of colors when you cook. When you eat. If everything you're eating is brown, you're gonna feel like brown. You're gonna feel like can I cuss? You're gonna feel like
Yeah.
shit. If what you eat is shit, you're gonna feel like shit. If you eat something
Absolutely.
light and bright, vibrant, I always start my day off with well, not always, but when I have time, I love starting my day off with a couple of boiled eggs. That's our white and brown or white and
Mm-hmm.
yellow. I start off with some beautiful, vibrant fruit. That's like some strawberries and blueberries. Adding those colors into your diet. Also, I like a good mango. I like some pecans. Adding an array of colors into your diet really makes the difference. It's not about necessarily organic, but it is big on what colors are you eating. If you're eating a lot of brown, then you
Mm.
would wonder because there's such thing called the GBI, and that's the gut brain GBA, the gut brain axis, and literally it's literally a study based on what's going on in your stomach will determine how you feel in your mind. Like a lot of people that deal
Okay.
with depression, it's literally based. If you deal with depression, there's literally some kind of enzyme that's going on in your stomach, or there's some kind of imbalance in your stomach that is
Mm.
now telling the brain to be depressed because you don't
Wow.
put what you if you're feeling sluggish, all of those things. I try not to eat too heavy. Nothing's wrong. Like I said, eat how you eat, live how you live. But
Yeah.
however, be aware that there are options that you can do to improve your life based on the food that you make. I don't make the same thing twice usually. Or if I do, it's like spaghetti. It's like something to kind of keep me over, but I'm not good at making it anyway. So I just keep perfecting the craft. I'm
Yeah.
trying to perfect my spaghetti skills. But what I am saying is that when you are cooking and when you're out here eating and whatever you do, be mindful of the colors that you eat. Don't eat a lot of brown. If you order from a restaurant and everything on that plate is brown, send it. Well, I don't even say send it back. Ask for something green. Ask for something yellow. Ask for something blue. I don't
Yeah.
blackberry, great. But you want to be if it doesn't appeal to the eye, it's also not going to be appealing to the body. And if all you see is brown, then it's not going to be good for you. Because you would literally, I see people, because I'm from the country, so I see people that eat, meat, and I love meat. Let me clarify, I love me some meat now. I see people that eat meat, just fried chicken. Then you got rice, that's a starch, that's white, and then you got cornbread, that's brown. Where is the color here? Then you might get some collard green because I got a little bit on the stove cooking right behind me, and
Mm-hmm.
they ready with this ham hock. But the reality, but the reality of it is, I have a when we get off, I have my sweet potatoes. I'm making a sweet potato casserole, so this is some nice, vibrant, antioxidants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm doing it with coconut milk too. So I make my sweet potato casserole with coconut milk because it's better. Now I'm gonna blank out the name because we don't support that brand anymore. But this coconut milk, I have my sweet potatoes. I'm about to kind of get together real quick. Coconut milk, eggs. I have them all over there on the side, literally waiting because when this ends, I'm gonna be ready to make my. Then I got my fried chicken. I got my chicken in the refrigerator soaking. But yeah, be mindful of what you eat. Be careful because literally everything that you eat has a major effect on your mind. So
Mm.
because there's such a thing that exists called the gut-brain axis. Many people don't even access. Many people don't know it exists, but it does.
Yeah. So we had a question. We're gonna backtrack just a little bit, because I don't want
Oh,
to interrupt you. But
good
there's a
question.
question from Camille. She said, "Which oils work best with which foods?"
Okay, that's perfect to ask. Now, this is also big on allergy. If you are allergic to certain things, don't eat the oil of it because that may make you sick.
Yeah.
If you had to cook something like a steak, I would say go with avocado oil. If anything that is high heat that is above 400, you want to go with the avocado oil. Anything
Mm-hmm.
that is a lower heat, anything below 400, below 375, either on the stove or in the oven, you can go with a coconut oil. Sunflower is always good. Any kind of nut oil is always good, but it doesn't really matter. I will just say with the olive oil thingy, be careful because those have toxins. Like a lot of people want to know why their skin breaks out. It's because of those toxins. It's literally being released inside of your body. So you want to be careful with the oils. But if you're going to choose an oil, just kind of stick with my top two is definitely avocado and also grapeseed oil is also really, really good. I keep that on stock. Well, I need to go and buy some more 'cause I'm running low. But I keep that on stock because that
Yeah.
is the oil that is best for what I do, and because it's great for everything, literally great for everything. So that's a good answer, but that's a good question. But yeah,
That was a good question. If you guys have any more questions, drop it in the Q&A at the bottom. Oh my god, I'm just learning so much. Now, me personally, I don't cook. Okay, and I probably can say I can't cook, but I don't like to say I can't cook
what
because
you,
I've never tried. I've never put like the energy towards it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, with that being said, because I feel like there's more people like me who probably can't cook. Would you be open to doing like cooking lessons down the line?
I do that. So there's on my website, you literally can request for a virtual hangout, which is basically
Okay.
we're on Zoom. I'm literally walking you through everything. I don't mind doing a virtual cooking class, but I would rather people be in the kitchen with me. But due
Yeah.
to COVID-19, I don't know how that's gonna work. With somebody like you that I know, cool. You know
Yeah.
me. Come on in the kitchen, and I actually do. I have Nia.
Mhm.
So Nia comes over and she's literally every time I'm like cooking something major, something big, she's here with me. Great, good little sous chef. Coming over and learning different things and trying to and do it on her own. And must I say, homegirl is doing pretty good. So yeah,
Okay.
I don't mind teaching. It just when it comes to being over the virtual, it's kind of harder. But I'm not saying that it's impossible. But no, I don't mind if someone says, "Hey, how do I make this?" Okay, I'm gonna shoot you what you need to get, and then when you're ready for it, just call me, FaceTime preferably, or ask me where I am first before you FaceTime me, and and then and I'll walk you through the whole thing. Like I have no problem with that.
Yeah. So I do. I was gonna tell you, check on your food. How
Oh, I
much
know.
more? How much longer with the tart?
The tart is going to be about another 15 minutes. But
Okay.
no, wait, it's been like more than 5 minutes. So maybe another 10 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Because
So
I wanna play a this or that game and get to know who Tony is through food.
okay. All right.
Okay, so the first one is, and like I said, y'all who are in here, if you have questions, drop them below. The first one is they're meals, but I'm gonna try to keep it a little basic too. And you answered this one at the beginning, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Shrimp Alfredo or steak and lobster?
I'm gonna switch it up. Can I do scallop
Okay,
Alfredo? Can I do scallop
okay,
Alfredo? I'll actually
okay.
take a scallop Alfredo over steak and lobster because
I
steak
would,
is beef, and that thing is hard to
yeah,
digest. And but lobster be
yeah.
dry if you don't get it right. So boom,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I don't like lobster, but I will any day eat shrimp alfredo. Anything with
Yeah.
shrimp, I'm gonna eat it.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Oh yeah.
Um, what about fried chicken and collards or chicken and waffles?
Who cooking the? I got one question. How big are these collard greens?
I mean it's a pretty good
Because
serving for one person.
I don't like the super big cut of collard greens. You know, people be giving you them big like big slices of collard greens. I do not like that. Like if the collard green is bigger than two of my fingers, I don't like that wide cut collard green. But I'm gonna go with the chicken and collard green.
Okay.
As long as they got like some kind of smoked meat in it, I need like some ham hock or
You
something.
need some
Don't
flavor.
I need a good bit of flavor. Don't put no onions in my
Yes.
collard greens. I can't stand it. Okay.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna keep it kind of basic. What about strawberry cheesecake or just any your preference of cheesecake, right? Your favorite cheesecake.
I love strawberry.
I don't know how exotic you would want your cheesecake to be. I don't know. Cheesecake or the maple pear tart that you're making right now.
I'm gonna go with the cheesecake. Definitely cheesecake because, and I actually like strawberry cheesecake. I don't like a over the top cheesecake.
Same.
I like them basic, and I do. I have to make a Oreo cheesecake with with the actual Oreo cake.
Mm,
Um, Tomorrow. I don't want to do it, but I gotta do
I'm the
it.
same. I'm the same. I
But
like strawberry cheesecake.
I love a good cheesecake because my thing is why you don't need all that. You don't need all of
Yeah.
the. I don't like all of that people that be doing the peach cobbler. I don't want peach cobbler and cheesecake. I just
Yeah.
want the regular. Give me my dairy and my fruit, and I'm good.
We're good.
Like that's
Hmm.
it. That's all it. That's all it takes, boo. Boo.
Okay. What about um chicken parmesan crusted? I'm thinking about Texas Roadhouse because they have it and I love it.
You eat at Texas Roadhouse?
Yes. I'm
You
just
could. I'm just saying you can do better.
oh. Okay.
You could do way
Well,
better. Okay.
outside of that, chicken, the parmesan crusted chicken, or would you? Mm, um. Dang. Y'all help me in the comments, okay?
I can't
Let's
see comments. Like all the last thing I see is Orlando saying, "What are you making?" That's the last thing I can
Oh,
see.
really?
Uh huh. I can't
Oh,
see that,
wow.
so it's
Okay.
fine with me.
Yeah, it's fine. I got you. Parmesan crusted chicken, or I'm such a basic person when it comes to food, so I really can't think of anything.
Basic.
Um, I am. Or
It doesn't surprise me.
Tony, don't do it.
Don't do what, Karina? I'm
Not
being.
tonight.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say. All I said was, "I'm not surprised."
But I'm picky with my food too, so I
So you
honestly
eat chicken tenders when you go out?
no. I'll eat a meal.
Cause I can't.
I'm gonna skim the menu. I'm gonna eat something. I won't just refer to like chicken tenders if if it's a new restaurant. At least I try not to.
Man, I be trying like if I ain't never had no duck, I'm gonna eat the duck. Well, I've had
Oh,
duck.
not duh.
You you don't like duck?
Okay. Speaking of okay, we can do animals. Would you rather have alligator or frog? I've had alligator before and it's really good.
I haven't had the frog, but no, because I don't know if you seen that video with the frog leg was moving. Nah, bro.
I don't,
Give me the alligator. Alligator's actually really good. It's like a
it
chewy
is really
chicken.
good.
It's a little chewy though. You be
Yeah, you'll be
chewing on
chewing
it
for a
from
minute, but it is good. It tastes like chicken, honestly, to me.
it all. It's the chicken
Um,
of the it's the chicken of the lake.
hey, Miss NC on scene. This is my girl Paige. Shout out to her. She said, "Where can we get the cookbook? She needs help, honey."
Oh, child, just go to my profile. Not right now, because we're in the interview. But go to my profile. If you see my website, stonymarvels.com, you will see where it says something. I think it said something like cookbook, and you can literally click it. You can get a digital copy today. I'm probably going. I will literally give you an update. I'm probably going to put the digital copies on sale again for $3. Starting
Yes.
this week, so people can go ahead and grab their digital copies if they want them. Because the reality of it is, I am way behind on orders, so I don't want no one waiting so long. So am saying you can go get your digital copy today. Shoot me a DM and I'll shoot you a code for just your $3 cookbook. But you can go to my website, TonyMarvels.com, and it's all there. It's funny because Karina, I literally never thought my name the name Stony Marvels weird came about, but also like turning everything from like Snapchat to a brand,
Mm-hmm.
and not just a regular brand, but international like brand. I'm like, dang. So with kicking it with Karina, I say the same thing to the same effort. It's like you said, I like the K. I don't know if you like. I don't know if you saw my little KIWK thingy. I love that. Like keeping up with the Kardashians.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Kicking it with Karina.
yeah.
Like,
And I did honestly did not plan it. It just kind of happened because kicking it with Karina. So yeah. But I
mm,
do. I love what you're doing. I think the fact that you have crossed over this fear, and now you are just receiving all the many blessings that the Lord is giving you with this cookbook. I'm just happy for you.
thank
I'm
you,
just happy.
girl.
I'm
Next,
happy for you.
if the COVID-19 wouldn't have came so fast and lasted so long, I would have been doing what I want to do, and what my next step is doing a dinner club. That is the very next step. So a lot of people have never been in a dinner club; they don't know what it is. The dinner club, I'm gonna have to flip this over, so I'm showing. Okay, let me just show the plate.
Yeah,
Um,
we can come back. We can come back to your next project. Go ahead and let's see what this
okay, hold on. Let me
dessert
move
you're
this over.
cooking. And for those who are coming in, Tony has made a pear
Yeah,
pear maple tart.
tartar, tartar. I need something because that thing is hot. Okay, that thing is hot, sis.
And in it, it has pears, it has pecans, cinnamon. I think you said you can add bourbon to it. And this is
Mhm.
the final result.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Let's see. Let's
We got a
see.
little slide. We got a little slide.
We got a slider, but that's okay.
Oh, I can't get it off.
Oh, Tony, we gotta get the close up. See, I'm hungry. Oh, that looks so good.
Yep.
That looks good, Tony. You better go ahead, boy. You better cook that food.
Listen, I'm about to make my own vanilla bean whipped cream.
Listen,
Hey, hold on, let me taste it so y'all can know what it tastes like.
we love to see it. Okay, I'm amazed
Listen,
because I don't know. I'm always amazed with like I watch cooking channels sometimes. I'm like, wow. I'm
listen,
always amazed with how food turns
me.
out.
Listen, I be saying the same thing when I'm seeing new stuff on cooking channel. I'm like, wow, I didn't know you can even do that. And that's what I started doing. I started doing research like what flavors work together. I was gonna add mint to it, but I said nah. Okay, let me get into this little puff pastry dessert here. Oh,
And before, I'm not sure how many minutes we have left. It hasn't given me a countdown yet. But while you're doing that, you can stop and let us know how it tastes. What are some next projects you are working
the
on?
next project is definitely the
The
people
dinner
have been
club. Finger looking good. Go
Father,
ahead.
I thank. Let me bless the food. Father, I bless you for blessing me. Cause Lord, let this bless my stomach in Jesus' name. I do pray. Amen. Hold on.
Amen. Let's see. I wish I was there to taste it, but I'm actually allergic to pecans. So I'm allergic to tree nuts, so I can't even.
You did tell me that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's
Y'all hear
hot.
that smacking? It's good. This I already know it's good. You ain't got to say it.
Listen, it is. You can do without tree nuts too, though. You don't have to
Yeah.
add a pecan. You can literally just add anything else. Coconut, shredded coconut. So you do eat coconut?
Tree nut. I don't do coconut either. I think it's a tree nut. I don't. It is a tree nut. Coconuts.
Okay. What about pecans? Almonds.
No, those are all no. Allergic to all of them.
Girl, Jesus. Well, we just gonna
We gonna
exnate a
we gonna
nut.
have our own. We gonna have our own little personal cooking lesson.
Yeah,
We gonna figure something out
we
because
gonna figure it out.
I need some help. I'm not even gonna front. Okay, I need help.
Okay, this is good. I'm not playing. I don't know how many minutes. I think we got like maybe 5, 6 minutes left. This is good.
Maybe,
This
but
is.
yeah, continue on your next
Oh, yeah.
project. You said you mentioned the dinner club.
The dinner club is my next project. I want to do it on the 1 year anniversary of my book being released. So
Yeah.
next August, I'm working really, really hard. I'm going to be working really hard from now, figuring out in a venue space, figuring out menus. What I want to do is I want to showcase Black chefs. So I
Mhm.
want to get. So I'm literally watching chefs. I'm finding new ones, bringing them in, seeing how I can work with them from anywhere. I want to bring them in and do a private dinner club where then they would showcase their food. We'll create a menu. We'll send out the invite. It'll be a small, not small, but it'll be about maybe 50 people or so.
Mhm.
That's the plan. About 50 people. We're doing a 4 course meal. So that's like the soup and salad, the appetizer, the entree, and the dessert with wine, and then we have thought provoking questions. So I wanted to feel like you at your grandma's
Okay.
house. You're at your grandma's house, but you looking cute. So you know how you go sit in the living room for Thanksgiving, all cute. I wanted to feel like that's the plan. I wanted to feel like that, and you're meeting new people, networking. Even showcasing your own brand. So that is
Mhm.
the plan for my dinner club. Is that I want to be able to have people that from all walks of life, from things, and for people that want to come to Charlotte. If I'm still in Charlotte, the people that are coming to Charlotte that are like, oh, what can we do in Charlotte? You can actually come to dinner with a group of people that you don't even know and meet and leave with somebody that you do know. So that is the point. I want to have the dinner club to really represent what I'm all about, and that is my 3 E's and my 3 G's. My 3 E's is my entertain, empower, and my empower, entertain, and enlighten. So I want you to
Yeah.
be aware of everything that's going on. I want you to be empowered to go to make the next step, and I want you to be entertained because you need to laugh. Laughter is good for the soul. That's Proverbs. And but also my 3 G's, which is good food, good memories, and good vibes. And that's literally on the front of the book.
Yes,
Yeah,
Tony.
3 E's and 3 G's.
Yes.
So that is what all I am all about. That's my next project as of right now. But I did hear some talk from the people that they would like some merch. I said merch. Oh Lord, I don't know what merch. So I'm
Yes.
working on aprons and working on holiday stuff because holidays coming around.
You should.
Um,
I want a chef
oh my
hat.
God. Oh my God.
Chef
Write that
hat.
write that down.
I
Production.
want a chef hat with my name on it, customized. That would be. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my God. I think I'm getting that too. Okay.
Yes.
I might make that a thing. But no, a chef hat would be great. But I want to move forward into if I'm moving forward and being international, my next step really is honestly acquisition.
Mhm.
Because now I have to think about my business. So I want to partner with other people that may be able to align better with what I do. So if someone that has a product, like they're already selling t-shirts, whether it be a big design or if it's customized or whatever, I want to be able to pull them into my website and also pull them into my market. My platform is to be a platform. So
Yeah.
having access to and this is not a brag, having access to people literally in multiple countries all across this nation. People who have watched, and I want to promote their stuff. I want to put them out there. I just do acquisitions. So that's literally what I want to do next, up into merch, and well through merch and up into my dinner club. Cause
Yeah.
that's the next step.
I love that. Yes. Angelica says she needs an apron. Girl, let jail, honey.
Listen,
Let's do it.
listen. Can we take pictures
Honey.
together? Cause I want to take. Oh, listen. I want all my apron people to take pictures. That'd be super dope. But
Yes.
no, and I'm also working on my own sauces and seasonings, like my own
Mhm.
creations, like stuff that I mean, I'll tell y'all one. So like a jalapeno garlic seasoning.
An exclusive? Ooh.
Ah, yeah, it is. So I'm working on that. So I'm
Okay.
really writing like different seasonings and herb combinations to see if they already exist, and if they don't exist, perfect. If they do exist, whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's like you can buy multiple brands of salt. There is no such thing as an oversaturated market because especially when it comes to food, because everybody got to eat, and you
Absolutely.
eat more than one time a day. I hope.
Okay.
So if it's 3 chefs, you can appeal to them for breakfast. I can appeal for them for lunch, and the others can appeal for dinner, and then somebody else can appeal to dessert, and then the snack. So there's always a market for whatever you decide to do, whatever you want to be, and wherever you want to go. Because there's enough. I don't believe that the table has no end. and I'm at the point where I'm building my own table, where there's
Yes,
other people
Lord.
can come sit with me and
Yes.
sit next to me, and we can all do it, and there's no competition. Like I don't despise other chefs. I love them. I love what they do. Some things I don't eat, and some things be too fancy for my good life. So I'll be like, I ain't gonna eat it because I just don't. But even when I have people that are baking as well and they sell their own baking products, and I'm thinking about selling mine.
Mm,
Cause did you see my pineapple margarita cake?
I no, I don't think I did.
I posted it on my story. I didn't post it on my thingy, but I made a
Okay, that's what I was
pineapple.
thinking. I
I
thought you
made a
posted. Yeah.
yeah, I made a pineapple margarita cake literally like the past, I think it's like Thursday, and then I had a tequila pineapple buttercream frosting. And April, that April Robin, I'm going to be
Mm-hmm.
doing her birthday cake. So she's getting a toffee red velvet cake, which is like half toffee, half red velvet, with some intricate frosting. I don't know what's going to go on there, but I'm selling cake. So even if I'm selling cakes and someone else is too, that doesn't mean that we can't both be supported. We can't support each other, and that is something that I'm really big on. Going ahead and still doing what you do, and be prepared that even though there's others in the market, I'm not, mad at you or competing with you. I think it's big enough for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so proud of you. I think you're doing an amazing job at literally everything.
Thank
If
you.
y'all want a cookbook, go to Tony's Instagram
Instagram
bio. His link is there. Literally everything is there. Talking Black, the Black Thought podcast,
podcast.
and his Recreate This. Everything is there. And I just thank you for joining. We have 2 minutes left, so thank you for
See,
joining.
we
I
we
hope
ended,
y'all.
we had a whole meal, we had a conversation, and
Yeah,
on time. No, the sound didn't go out,
I
and
know.
the video didn't click off. This is
Yes,
good.
Lord.
Look, God is blessing. So that is only up. Karina, I'm so proud of you for everything you do. I watched last
Thank
week, and you was
you.
talking about being anxious about what you do. You're
Yeah.
necessary. I would say you're necessary. Like you're necessary. You're necessary. You're necessary.
Thank
Keep
you.
going. Don't stop. Like literally, if I would have stopped at Snapchat, I never would have been where I am today. Not saying that
Yeah.
I'm where I want to be, but I wouldn't have been that one step closer to where I want to go.
Mhm.
So no matter if it's a journey of 1,000 miles or 50 steps, every step that you make is important. And keep doing what you're doing, Karina, because I love kicking it with you, girl. Because
Thank you. Thank you
yeah,
for kicking it with me.
listen,
And I will receive that message, and those who are in here, I want you all to receive that too. Just
yeah,
keep on keeping on, okay?
keeping on 1,000 miles or 50 steps, whatever it is, just keep going. You're gonna get there. Now, the 1,000 miles is a long way to go, but it don't mean you
Yes.
can't make it. It's hard, not
There it
impossible.
is. It's right. There you go.
Yeah,
Well, thank you, Tony, for joining me for episode 4 of Kicking It with Karina. I
I'm
enjoyed
honored.
you. I hope you enjoy your food. Those who came in, stay tuned for episode 5 of Kicking It with Karina. And I just thank you all for being here.
Thank
Tony, enjoy
you.
your food.
I am. Good night, y'all.
Good night.